If you haven't heard by now, Totu's caregiver is suing Kamala, the chairman of the Union of Children, the one who expressed concerns online about Totu. This does not mean Kunal's innocent. I don't know Azerbaijan's anti-SLAPP suit laws, but anybody can sue anybody. In a lot of American states, you can literally sue anybody for frivolous reasons. I'm sure it's going to be for defamation and slander. I could have sued some people for the same thing, but some people aren't worth suing because they don't have any money. This is probably just a tactic by Kunal. She thinks that you guys will see that she's suing her and that means she's innocent. I've been wondering, what about their child torture case? I thought that's what this upcoming court date was. Why is there no updates about it? So I went looking and I found this video from a news outlet in Azerbaijan. And the description is, crimes ongoing in the Sevgiyevi Women and Children's Shelter. The year 2022 is marked by terrible events. Although he solved most of the horrors, the horror of Totu remained unpunished. Let's pay attention to some details of the event and wait for the result. First, let me give a brief introduction about Kunal Gasimova, who caused Totu the 1,000-yard stare. Kunal Gasimova is the director of Sevgiyevi Women and Children's Shelter. His father, Zulfu Gasimov, worked as the first deputy head of Agdam district for many years. Although criminal proceedings were initiated against the named person several times, they were saved by magical hands. As a child named Totu was orphaned, she was placed in Sevgiyevi Women and Children's Shelter through the TV host. As you can see in the first part of the video, the baby looks good and has normal health. Physically, everything is fine, does not make abnormal movements. There is no problem in the appearance of health. In the second part of this video, Totu appears on Instagram as patient. The main purpose of the baby in this guise was to collect money. Unlike the initial appearance, Totu is in full sick form. It's like being held captive. There's no way to eat. It can be felt from his face that he was oppressed. It is obvious that the baby is dying. The third part of the video talks about Kunal Gasimova asking money for foreigners. Kay Gasimova mentioned several countries on the TikTok platform and asked for financial assistance from the citizens of those countries. He tries to make money by using orphan babies in this shelter. Kay Gasimova knows that foreigners help to any extent. Kay Gasimova, who shared her baby on Instagram in the guise of a patient, received an unexpected reaction from the public. Making a healthy child sick did not go unnoticed. After the protests of several NGO representatives, social activists, and journalists, the relevant state institutions began to inspect the shelter in question. It turned out that the children are tortured, they are kept in the cold bath for days, their hands and hair are burned, women are involved in intimate relationships with other people, and babies are starved. These usurping steps are carried out by the head of the shelter, Kunal Gasimova, and her lover, Intigam. Children are begging people for money on broadcasts and social networks. During the inspection, the ombudsman found that the rights of the children and the women in the shelter were grossly violated. The Food Safety Agency found that the children were being given unsuitable and poor quality food at the shelter. The Ministry of Internal Affairs intervened in the matter. Illegalities were detected. When the General Prosecutor's Office conducted an investigation, it was determined that the children were being tortured in the shelter. Most of the children were found to have serious injuries. All the cases documented. A criminal case was opened and the activity of the shelter stopped. After some time, the magical hands that left Kunal Gasimova restored the operation of the shelter, did not allow the investigation that had been ongoing for 8 months to be concluded, and the fate of the babies were left to the discretion of Kunal Gasimova. The incident resonated in the national press, and our compatriots became aware of Kunal Gasimova's lies. They stopped helping. The aid collected from the babies is spent on the comfort of Kunal Gasimova. With that money, she builds herself luxurious villas and buys the latest model cars. We hope that the General Prosecutor's Office will conclude the criminal case that has been ongoing for 8 months. The hands that protected Kunal Gasimova will not be able to prevail over the laws. Criminals will be punished. Journalist Zaur Ganbarov. So it's not just Kamala, the famous human rights activist, who's concerned. Journalists are begging somebody to prosecute this woman for what she's done. They're begging the investigation to be wrapped up, but it's just like, hush, hush, it went away. Someone paid it to go away quietly. Magical hands, I call it.